Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. It is of course the first stream of 2025. New year, same Sector 1 sim racing. My name is Lenosis and joining me in the commentary box today is your first pre-season race director, Bumcrack. How are we doing tonight, Bumcrack?
Very well, thank you, mate. Yeah, welcome back to season 10.
Oh, the big 1-0 double figures. Pretty historic point in S1 history. And I mean, yeah, we're starting off 2025 with a bang. Probably the most extensive preseason that we've had for a long while, probably since season 6, if I'm going to be honest. And that was when we're having issues with Gran Turismo 7. No issues here. We got the one, and we're about to go racing or qualifying. Um, I mean, tonight for the first time in 2025. And sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second because one of our drivers has disconnected. They got to get back in the lobby quickly,
Oh,
otherwise they're not going to miss out. But yeah, so full house tonight. We've got an even mix of new S1 drivers and existing S1 drivers. So plenty of people chucking up their hand to give tonight a red hot crack. Great to see so many people out on track and eager to get running in the big 25. So hello to everybody who has come out tonight and supporting us in the chat. We have Robert Rice, Muffin, we've got Debrev, Nismo Nath, Wartime, Tombo, Budsy, Rainbow Socks. Thanks for coming out, everybody. It's great to have you all here with us this evening. Looking forward to the racing that comes tonight. I mean, if the last year, 2024, was anything to go by, that we're in for some spectacular racing action here tonight. And I mean, it is officially the first time in season 10 that we will see the Megane out on track. Of course, we are using the Megane Trophy, the car that we'll be using for season 10 in this pre-season. So it should be an absolutely fantastic night of racing. We did choose this car to we did choose it to provide good racing. So the hope is that that is the way it goes. And if it doesn't, then this will be the first glimpse at that. But I am sure this will be a spectacular car to drive. Of course, on the Group 4 format. So a bit slower than the cars we normally drive in S1, but they feel fast, especially when you're around other drivers.
and just looking at some of those qualification times throughout the week, there's some very tight times in there, right across the whole lot. So I'm thinking it is a pretty good choice.
Yeah. And it's well and easy to drive this car at a decent pace, but it's going to be those real quick drivers that are going to get every little millimeter and every little tenth, half a tenth, hundred thousandths of a second out of this car across a lap and across a race distance. It's all going to add up. I mean, a car like this, it's a bit tricky on exit, but you really need to maximize your mid-corner speed. It doesn't really work off that fast in I mean, it's slow in, fast out philosophy. It's just got to be fast constantly, just constantly on the edge of the tire's grip. And that's what we like about it. So, I don't think we can stall for much longer. I don't know where our 14th driver has gone.
Yeah, I'm looking for him.
I'll just send a quick message, see if we can get him back in. Not too sure what's happening. We have quite a lot of viewers in the chat, which is nice to see.
Excellent.
Boy become in the chat as well. It just shot up then, and we're up to 16 viewers before we know it. So thanks for coming out, everybody. I know it's early, but if you haven't already, smash that like button. Helps us with the algorithm. And we should be getting started with the first qualifying session of 2025 in Sector 1 momentarily. Not too long to go. Hoping. Come on. I mean, it doesn't matter who jumps in, as long as we have 14. Or we can go with 13.
We can do that if we need to.
Yes. It's not the end of the world.
Come on, Excel.
Oh, that's a good idea, Muffin. We'll chuck up the calendar for next season. We'll have a quick run through that. For next season, we are, of course, starting off round 1 back here once again at Autodromo Lago Maggiore, but it will be the East Circuit that we will be racing. It's a mega sprint, so we have all 4 divisions racing on the one night. What a big way to kick off the season. 25-minute sprints with full points on offer. That'll be an absolute whopper of a season start. Then we cross the Atlantic and we head across to Laguna Seca for round 2. Head to the United States for just a standard 45-minute race. Up next we have Brands Hatch jumping back across the Atlantic. We're not really doing well with our emissions, but it's fine. Brands Hatch round 3. Now, it's going to be an interesting one because we're going to be using both circuits at Brands Hatch. It'll be a one-shot qualifying. Then we'll have a sprint race on the Indy circuit before we have a feature race on the GP circuit, which will be something we've never done in Sector 1 before. So pretty interesting to see how that pans out. Then we head into our endurance season. The Nürburgring GP Enduro 2-hour races for each division spread across a month and no season break. So the break you get from the extended round, essentially, with the Enduro, that is your season break. So every driver will get about a month break, which is nice. Then we jump straight into Sardinia Road Course, and we are doing the C layout. But this is different. This is going to be our sprint round for the season, but it'll be something that we've never done before in Sector 1 once again. We'll do the first sprint in the forward layout and the second sprint in the reverse layout. So that'll keep drivers on their toes and add something a bit different to the mix. Then we'll head across to Blue Moon Bay in the United States once again for infield A. And then we head across to France for the Alsace standard race. Now, I'm pretty sure this is listed wrong. It's supposed to be a one-shot qualifying, and then it will be a 1 hour like mini enduro. So a bit longer than a standard race, but still plenty of racing action. Then we finish off the season with Deep Forest in Switzerland, which will just be a stand 10, and we're looking forward to every moment that Season 10 throws up. So I don't think we're getting that 14th driver to come back, so I reckon we just pull the pin and push that big, what colour button is it for 2025, Bumcrack?
It's actually blue with flakes.
Ooh, very interesting. Yeah, very detailed description. So let's get into our first qualifying of 2025.
All right, I've just hit the big button and they should be lining themselves up on track as we speak.
Wow. Let's kick off the racing action in Sector 1 in 2025 with a bang. Here we go. Qualifying about to get underway. And we are a go. So first driver out on track. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see as they head across the timing line. It should sort itself out. And what is the order for this evening? They're almost at that first timing line, which is great to see. The Community Series into our pre-season. 7th driver out on track at the moment. Tim Drags in the default livery. P8 out on track. The Boss, another one of our community guys, jumping in tonight. P9 on track. Slappers mate. Grovel. We haven't seen this guy out on track before, but he's been keen jumping in to into the time trial and now the pre-season race. So he's serious about racing an S1. Let's see how he goes tonight. Rainbow Socks. With a rainbow unicorn on the side of his Megane. That's interesting livery. And we have John, who's dropped to the back of the pack. He's found a bit of clean air. So we look back up front to the BSR 1-2 of Niff and Mountain Goat. course, Mountain Goat hot off of his Division 1, Category 1 season championship. He's done a great job last season, but he's got it all to work out tonight. Well, not tonight, this season, I should say. As we have a number of returning drivers and drivers who have been in the series before and returning, who are stepping up to the mark to try and mount a challenge to Goaty. I hear whispers of return of Jeesh to the S1 paddock. So we're on board with Niff as he rounds the final corner, heads down towards the start-finish line. 1:28.4, the first flying lap for Niff. RGSF goes second place, Greg's third, Prua fourth. Foss can only amount to fifth place with his first flying lap. That's interesting for Foss. Grovel into P6 there. Slapper's made to pole position. He gets sniffed by 3 and a bit tenths. That's a great lap from Slapper's mate. Provisional pole position in 2025. Just having a look at Niff at the moment as he comes through NASCAR. Oh, runs a little bit wide, a little bit of gravel on exit. So the Singaporean driver of RGSF, he finds himself in third position at the moment. This is a great showing early on in this qualifying session. There's 6 minutes remaining. John puts himself into second place with a 28.1. Goes a tenth slower than Slapper's mate. Finds himself on the front row of the grid in the Lightning Motorsport car. So E-Bulk had a lap time invalidated on his first flying lap there, and he may have served that penalty on this lap, I believe. So this is going to be a little bit slow and not representative of his true pace. Oh, he peels into the pits for a new set of boots. As the boss goes 8th place there, and Grovel improves his lap time to 6th place. So is E-Bulk the only one who's pit at the moment, Bumcrack?
I believe that is, yes, and he only did it because he had to serve a penalty on that lap.
So how are the tyres looking for these guys?
Well, E-Bulk obviously with brand spanking new tyres. How about we start at the top where we'd normally start? Slapper's mate. I mean, very minimal wear really. We're about maybe 10% worn on Slapper's. John, Niff's pretty harsh on his tyres. They're about 20% worn. Tim's on his around about 10%. RGF's also a little bit harsh on his tyres. He's about 20% worn, twice others. Grovel's only about 10% wear, maybe 12%. Not so bad. Greg's is another one who's very harsh on his, especially that left hand in front tyre. He's given him the berries. He's gone in for a change now.
Oh yeah, quite a few of them heading in for new tyres. So
they are. They're looking about at the 20% mark right across the range, really.
Yeah, so 6 minutes into the session, and most of these guys thinking, yep, I need some new rubber. Well, pretty much everyone. John, who is second at the moment, front row of the grid, he's going to be rounding the final sector now. Let's see what's going on with John. Is he up or down on his time? I didn't quite catch the sector split. We'll see what happens. He's got one more corner to go. The big sweeper. It's a hard corner to get right. You're braking downhill, and then it cambers out and sucks you to the outside of the track. You can use a lot of the curb on the inside, but he is going to peel into the pits.
Okay.
Through the Ferrari S's now goes Slapper's mate. He is warming up those tyres as well.
Yeah, pretty well everyone's on an outlap at the moment, I believe.
As there's just under 3 minutes remaining in this session. So nobody's on a lap at the moment apart from E-Bulk. So we'll have a look at E-Bulk, as he's got a little bit of traffic to contend with, as most of these guys were on their out laps. As it looks like he nails that section using all the curb on the inside and a little bit on exit as he heads down the hill. Using all of the available track limits. That's a very good use of it. Oh, running wide. Holds onto the car. That's about as wide as you can run there for E-Bulk. Where's he going to go? He goes 4th place. That's a good lap. Now's where most of these guys are going to be starting their flying laps. So let's just ride on with Slapper's Mate as he comes through Tiramisu for the 6th time in this qualifying session. He is going to get one more crack at the cherry after this lap. Heads down the hill now through the Ferrari S's. Up the other side of the valley. And now he's got the big straight, the big dipper and NASCAR coming up. Looks like he has a bit of a toe now. He's 2/10 purple. What lap can he pull? Provisional pole position. Hoping to convert that to a full pole position. Gets it turned in on the exit. Beautiful exit. He's going to have massive run down the back stretch here. Just the last sector to contend with. 2.5 tenths up on his time. Oh, misses the apex a little bit there. Gets it slowed down. Oh, he's very wide through there. He's not really using the track limits as much as he could. Maybe just trying to... Oh, Nif goes to the top of the times. What a lap from Nif. But can Slappers change that? Rounds the final corner. And he's going to have the slipstream all the way down to the line. What's it going to be? Can he beat it? No, he can't. He loses 2.5 tenths.
Oh.
And he's only going to have one more crack at it before the end of the session. As John at the back of the circuit now, is he up on his time? He's up by 1.5 tenths. He's got to find something magical in the last few sectors. Corners, I should say. That's the end of the session. One more corner for John, gets it turned in. On the power for the final time. What's it gonna be? Can he crack into the top rope to pole position? What a lap from John. He takes provisional pole, but Nif rounds the final sector, but he has traffic to contend with. Is it Foss in front? I think it might be, or is it Goaty? It's someone. Yes, it's Foss and Nif.
Together.
What's it going to be for Foss? Can he steal pole position? He runs wide. Nif has had the toe all lap long. Nif pulls to the inside. No, they're both down. And they do a synchronized pirouette across the line. Next, it's going to be Slappers. Can he take pole position? Has he found 3 tenths? No, he hasn't. Oh, he's down by 3 tenths as well. No improvements at the moment. Grovel.
Tim Drags.
No improvements from anyone here. Last across the line will be the Boss and Rainbow Sox. Rainbow Sox goes to 10th. And we have one more car. Is that Brewer in 12th? I believe so. He will not improve. And that is all she wrote for the qualifying session. Wowee. What a qualifying session. That was an extraordinary way to kick off 2025 in Sector 1. Happy New Year, says the Prospector. I can agree with that. Amen. What a qualifying. Oh.
I think we'll see some tight racing with this vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just a qualifying session. Let's have a look at the official results for qualifying. So, John takes the first pole position of 2025. Nif will join him on the front row of the grid. We have Slapper's Mate in 3rd. Tim Durags in 4th. Foss is 5th place for BSR. E-Bulk in 6th. We have Grovel 7th. RGSF in 8th. Greg's 9th. Rainbow Sox 10th. The Boss 260 GT in 11th. Prua will take 12th. And the Goaty Don't know what he's done, but he's at the back of the grid somehow. So he's going to have a massive charge through the pack in this one, I believe. Oh, I need to catch my breath. That was extraordinary qualifying session.
Yeah, it's good fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, we've been gone for a little bit in Sector 1 over the off-season, but great to be back and racing. So what do you say we get started in for the first race of 2025?
Oh, it's the big button is ready to be pushed when you're ready to go.
Oh, I'm always ready.
Well, then they're away in about 8 seconds' time.
This is going to be a good one. As we head to the grid, and I just remember that Maggiore has this terrible angle to start us off.
It does, doesn't it? It's good.
No way to change it. All right, light sequence begins. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, revs rising, and we're out and racing in 2025 in Sector 1. As they barrel down to the first turn. Who gets off to a good start? Looks like John has covered off Nip into the first turn. As they head into Tiramisu. Always a case for drama, but it looks like everybody makes it through nice and smooth now. Down the hill now into turn 3. Tough to get right. Catch that sausage curb on the inside and you find yourself off in the weeds. But it looks like most drivers have made it through perfectly fine. Up the hill through the Ferrari S's for the first time of 30 tonight. John holds 3/10 over Niff as they head down the dipper into NASCAR. Is there a move from Niff? No, he keeps it sensible for now. Slappus mate keeping good in P3, holds on to that position from Tim Durags. Ebolk there in 5th spot. He's done well as well. He's done well as well to hold on to that position off the start. We see RGSF, who makes his way up the order slightly with Grovel in 7th and Greg's in 8th. Rainbow Sox makes his way up to 9th. Pruitt to 10th. We have Godey in 11th. Boss and Godey going side by side with Pruitt as well. Rainbow Sox is in the mix as well. And Boss, oh, they're almost 3-4 wide here. Look at that. The Boss and Rainbow Sox trying to find their way through. Is into the final corner. Foss and Godey going at it. The 2 championship rivals last season are having an age-old battle for P10 at the moment. Down the inside. Oh! As they're 3 wide through Tiramisu. Look at this. Brilliant racing action. It's Godey. No, Foss slips up the inside. Oh, Foss is gone. And he finds, he manages to hold on to it though. He's done well to hold on to that. So I think that calls for a JSM Accounting action replay. That's right, we do. Oh no, it didn't work. The replay didn't work. Oh dear. Unfortunately, no replays available for tonight, as the replay is not working. But as we have a look back up front, the story is the exact same. John leads Neff, leads Slappers ahead of Tim Durags, Ebolk, RGSF, Grovel, Regs, Godey's up to 9th, who's under a lot of pressure from Pruitt here as well. Pruitt shows the nose to Godey. Can't quite get it done. He shows it. Oh, deep under the brakes there from Pruitt. He thinks about the move, but can't quite get it done on that occasion. The Boss here as well, trying to find a way past Pruitt. Oh, he picks up a penalty there, and he's got Foss right on his heels. As they complete the second lap of 30. Rainbow Sox, he's fallen off the back of the pack a little here, but he'll be keen to come back late on in this one. John still holds the lead, but Niff is getting nice and close there. Shows the nose into the S's. Up the hill now. Can he get the move done? John under a lot of pressure. Slappers is coming with him too. as John is just able to hold out for now. What's Nif going to do? Is he going to throw it down the inside? Slappers goes down the inside of Nif. What a move. Opportunistic, and he'll get that done. Absolutely brilliant from Slappers. As we'll try the replay once again. It's still not working. Why?
Bummer, that's a great move, that was.
We would have loved to watch that one back on the replay, the JSM accounting action replay, but unfortunately, it's not playing fiddle tonight. As Slappers goes for the lead, he's going to get John through the final sector. This is single file stuff through here, but Slappers says, no, I'm going to take that position anyway, and he takes the lead of the race in extraordinary circumstances.
Oh.
And now John's coming back at him. He shows him the hip and shoulder, and he sends him a little wide, and he's going to drop to 4th place. John retakes the lead of the race, but Nip pulls alongside. He's going to take the lead into Tiramisu. Yes, he does. Down the inside, John keeps the nose in. He's going to come back at him through turn 2. Tim Durags is waiting in the wings. They're still side by side. Into turn 3, John holds it. He's going to hold the lead of the race, and Nif is in trouble now as Tim Durags tries to hold the inside line as they head down through the Ferrari S's. And up the hill now. Who's John going to give the slipstream to? It's not going to matter because he's going to get swamped by the both of them as Tim Durags down the inside and Nif around the outside potentially. No, he's not quite close enough. John, he's going to sweep around the outside of Tim Durags and holds the lead of the race. There's 5 cars fighting for this lead, and you have a look just behind, and we've got another 4 cars fighting for P6. This is absolutely incredible racing action. If this sets the tone for the season, oh wow, this is going to be an incredible 8 rounds ahead of us. Somebody's gone! Who is it? I think it's E-Bulk. He's gone off the track backwards.
He got a bit of a tap from Slapper.
Oh, that's not gone well. Finds himself down the order with a lot of work to do. Rejoins nice and safely. That's great sportsmanship from E-Bulk. He knew there was some passing cars around the outside, and he just let him have it. So we have a look back up front. Tim Durags trying to defend from Nif. Nif, he's going to hold station for now. Shows the nose. Trying to get Tim Durags. Oh, he runs down way off the track, and Nif's going to slide on by into 2nd place. That's a rare mistake from Tim Durags. Just misjudged the braking point and slides off the circuit onto the grass on the outside. As look who's joined the party. Goaty. Oh no, that's not Goaty. That's Slappers. And then Goaty is heading the battle pack just behind as well. He's looking to get up and catch up to this front battle pack. And all these guys behind. Oh, is RGSF. Does he know who he's battling? He just throws it down the inside of Goaty. Oh, I don't think he knows who he's up against at the moment, but Goaty gets a nice switchback and slides himself
no
back.
Respect for a champion.
Yeah. RGSF says, I don't care what you've won. I've got the run on you. I'm going to throw it down the inside. And that sets Goaty back. Goaty has to go defensive here as RGSF looks to try around the outside. But of course, through this section, that's not going to open up. There's some great racing action here. There's some great racecraft from these guys. As they head down the hill now. The last corner on the track opening up. As the boss, he runs wide off the track there. Oh, he spins across into the pit wall. That's not gone well for the boss. And he's going to fall to last place. Rainbow Sox has a grandstand seat for the battle in front as E-Bulk and Brewer go at it. They're side by side through Tiramisu. And it looks like E-Bulk's going to get that done on Brewer. Round turn 3 and down the hill now. This is an incredible race.
Good stuff happening everywhere.
Absolutely. As John holds the lead of the race at the moment over Tim Durags. We have Slapper's mate in 3rd, Nif in 4th, Goaty in 5th, and he is on a charge. He's closing up this gap to Nif at a rate of knots, and he's bringing his teammate along with him, Foss. As Grovel He's hanging about as well. As RGSF's made a bit of a mistake here, and he falls to 8th place, which isn't ideal at this point of the race. And it looks like he's under a lot of pressure from Greggs at the moment, as he runs wide, and Greggs is going to get that move done into the penultimate corner there. That's great stuff from Greggs to get up into 8th place over RGSF. Into the final corner now, as things still so tight at the top. We've got John holding just 4 tenths ahead of Tim Durags. Slappers mate here as well, trying to pressure Tim Durags. He looks like he's got past Niff here, which is great stuff from Slappers to get himself up into the podium places. This battle is far from over. Up through the Ferrari S's now. Do we see a move from any of these top 4? John looks like he's under pressure. Tim Durags, is he going to give him a bump? I think he is. That's a little bit of sportsmanship here, trying to just edge that gap to Slappers behind. But, oh, Tim Durags broke very early, and Slappers mate had to take a bit of evasive action not to run at the back of him. And that leaves Slappers under pressure from Niff. We're going to ride on board with Niff as he's closing in on the back of Slappers, hoping for the move to open up, and it does. He pulls alongside. Can he get the move done into this corner? No, he can't. Slappers sweeps around the outside. Lots of racing room being given on the inside. And Niff is going to have to hold off just for now. Round towards the final corner. It's not going to open up for him. On the power now, down the hill towards the finish line. That concludes lap 7 of the race. Under brakes now. No move, single file for these guys into Tiramisu. Great racecraft being shown here from this top 4. And look in the mirror, you can see a silhouette of a white car, and that is the champion, Godey, sitting in 5th place at the moment. He's charged from the back of the field. Do we see a move this time round? Niff has the run on Slappers, but Slappers has the slipstream. Niff shows the nose, but immediately falls back. He's not going to be able to get this done. Under brakes. Oh, looking for the switchback. Gets the run this time. Not as much as he would have liked from Niff there. As apart from that top 4, things are starting to slow down a bit. Starting to spread out just a touch. So I'll look from the back. So we've got Prua in 13th at the moment. The Boss in 12th. RGSF there in 11th. E-Bolt, he's still in 10th after the mishap earlier where he was fighting with the front guys. We have Rainbow Socks there in 9th place. He's found his way up the order, which is nice to see. Greg's there in 8th. He'll be happy with that so far. He's not too far out of the mix here either. So John pits on lap 8 of the race.
Oh, early pit.
Ooh. So does Slappers. So are their tyres worn? Is that a concern for these guys?
Yes, they are. Both Slapper and John were actually probably looking at about 70% worn. That's quite some serious tyre wear.
Tim Durags runs a little bit wide there, and Niff just closes up a couple of tenths. So we see Godey closing up to these guys as well. So we're right on board with Godey as he closes down these guys. The back section of the circuit now. It's just 1 second between Godey and the front 2 of Niff and Tim Durags. Trying to get it to turn in. Godey, you just have to fight the rear end a little bit under brakes there. A little bit of counter steer. Even though it's a Group 4, relatively low power, lightweight, this car, it still is a little bit of a lot. It still is a little alive. It likes to throw you around, and you have to be careful, as all 3 of them do peel into the pits now. Boss is going to pull in. Grovel is going to pull in as well. Greggs will be the next to make the call, and it looks like he is going to go around again. So he's going to get a little bit of TV time here, Greggs. He's going to lead a lap in a Sector 1 race.
And he's doing it on tyres that are about 95% on that front left. It won't make the lap.
Well, I mean, it's a risk you've got to take because it's a 30-lap race, and if it's a two-stopper, some guys are pinned on lap 8, some on lap 9, and he's going to go lap 10. So if he can make this work, he should be on track to finish this.
That is true. Those guys that have done 8 or 9 laps and come into the pits are going to have to do 11 or 12 on some of their stops. Might be a big ask.
As we're just riding board with John at the moment as he charges down Greggs, and this section is going to be the worst part of the track for Greggs. He's lost 2 seconds through a corner.
Yeah,
so he's lost 6 seconds that lap. Yeah. And John just sweeps on by as he is on fresh softs. So is Slappers. And Greggs, he's done 10 laps and he peels it. Oh, that might be a penalty.
Oh, it's going to
worn
cost.
tyres. Oh.
Yeah.
Perhaps a 3-second penalty for him.
Yeah, he got caught on the outside there and couldn't get across quick enough on those tyres.
So, the undercut has earned these guys a decent amount of time, not a lot, but John and Slappers are ahead of Niff and Goaty and Tim Durags on track. So Goaty has overtaken Tim actually in the pits.
Yes.
And Niff has just fallen back about 1.5 seconds to Slappers. But John, under a lot of pressure from Slappers, the Lightning Motorsport car under a lot of pressure from the Pepsi car. And under brakes now. Gets it turned in for this final sector. Gaps don't really open up too much through this sector. The other 2 sectors are the overtaking places. Of course, Tiramisu and NASCAR are the 2 biggest points on the track for half a sniff. Down towards Tiramisu. So we're approaching the halfway mark in this race.
Slapper's not letting John get away.
Absolutely not. These 2 are going at it. Down into NASCAR. Do we see a move from Slappers? He's going to have a crack. Can he get by? Yes, he can. Great move from Slappers to take the lead of the race from John. But what that means now is that Niff, Goaty and Tim Durags are being dragged along into slipstream range. Goaty looks to the inside, outside of Niff. Where's he going to look? Nowhere. Oh, we're missing the action up front as John sticks it down the inside of Slappers. And he is going to return to sender on that one. All this battling is getting these cars involved, and all of a sudden we have a 5-way battle for the lead. Under brakes now. Gets it turned in. Oh, running a little bit wide there is Slappers. So this is 4 main series drivers up against the new bloke on the block. It's Slappers as he throws it down the inside. Can't quite get it done on John, who runs a bit deep. But now that opens the door for Niff. Throws it down the inside, and now Goaty's in the mix as well. Slappers looking at the lead of the race. He drops to 3rd. Through the S's now, up the hill. Now the Big Dipper into NASCAR. Slappers looks at Neff. He pulls alongside, but he's going to get lost in the slipstream. And now Goody goes to the outside. They're 3 wide. Look at this. John under pressure. And they're 3 wide on exit. Look at this. John holds the lead of the race somehow. And Goody is going to try and pull alongside, but he can't quite. How is there room for these guys? I don't know where they're finding it. Into the final sector now. Goody pulls to the inside. Throws it down the inside of John, and he gets it done. And Slappers is going to follow him through as well. John tries to sweep around the outside. Can he hold it?
No, he's in a bad
Not
posse
quite.
there.
Oh, but he keeps the nose in. Oh,
He's not going to give it up.
look at the commitment from John into the final corner. He's going to hold it, is he? Slappers gets shown the outside line. And he falls to 5th place. Foss is being pulled into it as well.
Not a great place to be on the outside there.
Absolutely not. As Foss is going to throw it down the inside, and Slappers is going to go from 1st to 6th in a matter of 90 seconds.
Wow.
That is how excruciating this sort of racing is. Take one step out of line and you're done. But these guys are going at it still. So Pruitt, E-Bulk and the boss for the final scraps of the race. They're still going at it.
There's still plenty of race left though. Slapper's going to get back up there.
Yeah, they're only halfway through the race at this point. As they're 3 wide into NASCAR on another lap. Look at this. On exit.
Look at that.
We've got Niff, who holds 2nd place, and Tim DeRags is going to go through. And now it's John's turn to get shuffled out and down the order. As Foss has the run on John as well. He looks to the inside, can't quite open it up. And now getting checked up. That means that Slappers is going to throw it down the inside of Foss. Can he get it done? Foss around the outside. And now John's checking up Slappers. And Foss holds it around the outside. Slappers. Deja vu where John was on the outside the previous lap. And the positions stay the same. Goody has checked out. Absolutely. Goody has checked out. He's already 1.3 ahead. But the battle for 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, 6th as well is still going on. As Foss throws it down the inside of John. John tries to sweep it around the outside, but the gap almost opens up for Slappers. Slappers takes a bit of a wider line through Tiramisu on the exit to try and get it done. Turns in. Down the hill now. There's 5 cars at about a second on this track. This is crazy racing action. Can Slappers find a way through? That's the big question. Down the hill now. And he moves. Yes, as we see Tim DeRags and Foss side by side. John takes a bite of the cherry too. Tim DeRags gets shuffled out even more as Slappers pulls alongside. Slappers gets the slipstream from John through the S's now. He's going to slide his way up into 5th place, Slappers. As while all this is going on, poor old Grovel is sitting in 7th place and he's got no one to fight. He's in no man's land. He's got 11 seconds above and 11 seconds behind, unfortunately. Where we've got RGSF and Greg's going at it for 8th and 9th. Then we have a pretty good battle between E-Bulk and Rainbow Sox here for P10. These guys showing pretty good pace at the moment as well. E-Bulk much quicker than Rainbow Sox. So Goody pit on lap 9 and now he's in on lap 5. On lap 15, I should say. So maybe it's a 3-stop.
Yeah.
Tyres wearing at a rapid rate here at Autodromo Lago Maggiore. As Foss takes the lead of the race. Where's Niff looking? Can he get it done on his BSR teammate? Not quite. We have 4 cars up front at the moment. As where did John and Goody come out? They came out at a bit of no man's land. But they've just come out ahead of RGSF and Greg's for P8 and 9. As this front four, you look at it on the map, it looks like one dot, but it's actually 4 cars crammed into... Oh, Foster's got a penalty!
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, huge action. As what happens, nobody peels in, so maybe Goaty and John have pulled the trigger. Maybe a bit of mind games from Goaty. He likes to pull some funny things on John. So maybe Goaty's thought, oh, what if I pit now if John will follow me? And sure enough, John's followed him. I would not be surprised if that were the case. But that's big news for Foss. He's going to have to serve that penalty in a moment's time. So Niff will inherit the lead of the race. But Slappus hanging in the wings. He's not too far out of this. So Foss is going to drop to the back of these 4. And he might be able to contend with Tim Drags. No, Tim Drags slides on by. Not enough momentum for Foss to get up, and he will fall to 4th in the queue. We just have a look at Grovel here. Look at the consistency from him. He's done 28.8, 28.9, 29.4, 29.6, 29.7. So he is just plugging along. Brilliant stuff from Grovel. Goaty wringing the neck of his car there. You might have heard on the stream just the tyre squealing under brakes. 4-wheel power drift through the corner to get it turned in. So to John's credit as well, he's not given up just yet. He's still just hanging on to P7, with hanging on to Goaty here, I should say. 2.4 seconds is the gap at the moment. So these 4 still going at it for the lead of the race. Through Tiramisu, they've gone another lap. Down the hill now. Up through the S's. So what do you say you give us a tyre and fuel update on these front guys here, Bumcrack?
I think it's a great idea because it's about to come into play big time at lap 18 here. Niff, he's about 85% worn out on that front left tyre, which seems to be the tyre that cops it on this track. Foss, he's about the same. Slapper's mate, he's about the same, 85% worn away as well. Then Tim Durags, he's only at about 75%, maybe 80% at worst. He's looking pretty damn good actually. He might have, it's going to allow him to hold onto the back of it quite easily, I reckon. Down the pack a bit, Grovel's sitting on about 75% worn, and Mountain Goat, John, both got brand spanking new tyres on. RGF is on about 3/4 worn, and Greg's is a lot more worn out, about 80-odd%. If we slip back down to E-Bulk, and he's about 85 to 90% worn. Rainbow Socks has only just come out of the pits. Boss is straight out of the pits, as so is Brewer. And all have enough fuel to make it home, I believe.
Thank you for that, Bumcrack. And so we have a look back up front, and the action. We've lost a driver. We lost Slappers as he pit from this front battle pack, so he's gonna be because he pit when John pit. Slappers.
Another lap after.
Yeah.
He's actually only just coming out of the pits.
I mean, on the first stint. They both pit on lap 8, so Slappers has done 11 laps on that stint.
Yep. And he's going to have to do another 11 on these to make it home on the one stop.
Let's see who pits this time round. And they all peel in.
Yep.
Now's the time. So they're going to have to do 11 laps this time round because they did 9 and now they're on lap 19. So that's a 10 lapper, and now they're going to have to do 11, but they're on less fuel, so it is possible.
Yes.
As Goody takes the lead of the race, he's on 5-lap-old tyres now.
Yeah, he's definitely let himself in for another 2-stop to go yet for Goody. What's on the roof of his car?
I'm not
Who
sure.
is on the roof of his car?
Well, action angle here. What is on the roof of the car?
It's a picture of somebody. Almost a dumb mistake.
Oh, so we have some racing action. Grovel and John into NASCAR. John runs a little bit deep, but Grovel, he's running his own race. He just lets John by. Doesn't fight that one too hard. But now Slappus, Foss, and Niff. These guys still aligned to Cern. As they have been for the last 10 laps or so. Slappus, mate, under pressure from Foss. Foss just shows the nose into that corner there. Oh, Slappus runs wide. Oh, maybe just overestimating the amount of grip that that car has. So Grovel peels into the pits, and he will drop back down to 7th place. And so does RGSF, peels into the pits as well as Slappus is holding on over Niff now, as Foss did get by. As E-Bulk rounds the final corner, he should be peeling his... Oh, runs wide, Rainbow Socks. And E-Bulk gets a penalty as well, as the boss peels into the pits as well here. RGSF comes out of the pits in P8, and he's got 5 seconds to the guys behind. So if they pit... Yes, I believe they did. But, oh, that's going to be tricky because they've all pit at weird points. Goody holds the lead of the race at the moment. John in second. We have Foss, Slappers, Niff, and Tim Durags has fallen off the back of these guys by just a touch. But any sort of fighting, and that's going to reel them back in. So we should see Goody and John into the pits in the next couple of laps. As we see Niff showing the nose to Slappers. Late under the brakes, he's going to get that done. Brilliant move from Niff up into P4.
And John's earned himself an invoice for a full second as well.
Oh, what's he done?
That's he's that last corner, I think it was.
Ooh, naughty
it's gonna allow
John.
Foss and Niff back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talking to John before the race, he did sound a little bit inebriated. So, I don't think he's really aiming for a strategy. I think he just saw Goody pit and he thought, yep, I'm going in.
That must be right.
But he's still having a red hot crack at it, having a brilliant battle. Oh, yellow flags. Who is that we are waiting on? It is the boss who has pulled aside for the yellow flags. Blue flags, actually.
Slappers caught that one for the yellow flag.
Oh, he got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, he didn't mean to. I was watching it. Tried to back off. Yeah.
That's not gone well for Slappers. As John pulls in. Oh, poor John. He's realised, he's gone, oh no, I'm not going to make it.
And you'll easily get 8 laps out of the next set of tyres.
Yep. Well and truly. So Goaty still holds the lead, and I don't think he can get to the end here. So when are we thinking we're going to see Goaty in? Crack?
He's sitting on about 25% worn tyres now. There's no way it's going to make 7 laps. I reckon he's going to be in on about lap 26.
All right.
That's my guesstimate on that one, I reckon.
I think it's Gunther Steiner. I think that's who the face is. On Goaty's car, I think. Maybe. Yes, it is! Gunther Steiner. Gunther Steiner, the ex-Haas team principal in F1.
I was thinking sort of Gunther and Guzman, like, you know, the food guys.
Guzmani Gomez.
That's him.
Grovel and John are going at it. So Grovel was ahead of John, and then John overtook him. But then John needed to pit again, and now he's going to overtake Grovel again. By the looks, maybe it's close.
Yeah, he's having difficulty doing it.
I mean, Grovel has been very consistent this race. He hasn't really seen much traffic, but looking at those lap times, they're just brilliantly consistent. Just the tyre wear that you would expect the drop-off to be. And just lap. It's great to see. As he lifts off and lets John go by into NASCAR. As Foss has put 1.5 seconds on Niff, and Slappus has dropped off. Oh yes, because he had that 3-second penalty.
3 seconds. That hurt. Oh, Goaty only 5.3 in front of Foss. If Foss can get in there without doing a pit stop, he's got this one.
Yeah, so Goaty, it looks like he's running a Haas livery. So that's Gunther Steiner on the side of the car.
Ah, of course.
And Haas. Makes sense, yes. Haas Automotive something on the windshield.
Yep.
Most things have spread out in this race now. I mean, Grovel and John, the only real battle on track. GSF just ahead of E-Bulk and Greggs, which E-Bulk and Greggs, they've been pretty much attached at the hip for about the last 10 laps. Every time I look down, these guys are still together on track. Oh, that's not going well. Oh, a little bit of contact between Greggs and E-Bulk. Not too sure what's happened there.
Right.
So now there's not really any battles on track, which is a bit annoying after things have spaced themselves out.
Yes, rather.
Only thing we can sort of hope is that Goaty has to pit at some point and fall back into a battle pack.
Well, I'm sure he will. We've got 5 1/4 laps left. I don't think he can. If he makes it on tyres, that gap will close up real quick.
If he makes it on tyres, he will have done 15 laps on that set.
Yeah. Well, Foss has burnt through his tyres pretty nastily as well.
Interesting.
It is. Goaty's got about the same sort of tyres at about 55% worn as Foss.
And what's Niff looking like?
Niff is very similar again as well. He's about 50%. Slappers, mate. Actually, the top five are all pretty well identical, which means Cody's done an awful lot of tyre management in the last few laps.
So we're just right on board with Grovel at the moment. Through this back section of the track. Just listen to that car. Beautiful sounds coming from this Renault.
And you do have to wring its neck.
I mean, usually French things aren't that great, but I mean, this little Renault, this little pocket rocket is one of the good things that came out of France. The second is probably, they make good cheese.
That is a knowledge level way above.
As he's still holding pretty close to John here as well.
Yeah, he's kept his consistency going.
Gets it turned in for NASCAR. On the power now. Beautiful sound coming from that Renault. Our GSF as well. Just come through this final sector at the moment. Oh, John's in again! What's he done? What is John doing? He's done a 5-stop. No, he's only 4 stops, but I don't know, John, is he retiring the car? What's he doing?
His tyres aren't that bad. Fuel's good. He just felt like he's going up for the fastest lap.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what he's after.
Gotta be the fastest lap. Just runs off the track immediately.
Cover those new tyres in grass.
Yeah. He wasn't happy with the temps, so he just cooled them off a bit.
Fossils still catching up to Gody slowly.
Slappers finds himself in no man's land once again. It's Rainbow Socks. Brilliant blue flags driving, just letting Foss through. As we'll just ride on board with John here as he attempts to set the fastest lap. See what he can do around the final corner. Do you reckon he'll get it?
Oh, I think if you stick on him, you might get a purple sector live, yes.
So he starts this flying lap. Onto brakes. He's got RGSF ahead, 3 seconds ahead. That may be causing him issues if he catches up too quickly. Nice through Tiramisu and down the hill now. Off camber, sucks you onto that grass on the inside. Outside, sorry. Up through the S's. Now the Big Dipper into NASCAR. He is up on his time, but he's not up on the purple lap. Into NASCAR now. Straightened up nicely. Brilliant run on the exit. And he is purple coming into the final sector. Nails that penultimate corner.
Oh,
Very
no.
nice. But he's going to have to make a move. Oh, a little bit of contact there from John. Oh,
A bit of oncoming through.
yeah.
Don't mind
Now
me.
this. Oh, and he doesn't set it.
He got half a second better than his best though.
Yeah. So Goaty and Foss are 3.4 and they're on the last lap of the race. And I think Goaty's going to do it. How has he done this? He's done 15 laps on a set of tyres.
I don't know how he's done that. He's got the almost the same wear as Foss has. And Niff. Niff's even worse.
He turn off the tyre hacks, Goaty. How have you done this? But it's going to be a magnificent win for Goaty as he rounds the final corner and approaches the finish line. An extraordinary faction. What a win. How has he done that? Foss crosses the line. P2 for him. We will have Niff in third. Slapper's mate will come home in fourth place. And then we've got Tim Durags, Grovel, and Tim Durags and Grovel, who have ended up pretty close on track in the end here. So I think Tim Durags has had a moment on that penultimate lap of the race. Tim Durags fifth. Grovel in sixth. RGSF ahead of John now. I think John's let him back through after that. But Grovel, RGSF, he's going to hold on by the looks of things. And, they're side by side. Oh, look at that close it is. Oh, John takes P8. RGSF in 7th, and it will be Greggs who will come home in P9. And that's the first race of 2025 run and done in Sector 1. Absolutely spectacular. What a race that was. As we have a look at the race results of the first preseason race of 2025 and Season 10. Goaty takes P1, Foss is there in P2 with the fastest lap. Niff takes P3, Slapper's mate in 4th, Tim Durags P5. Grovel 6th, RGSF 7th, John in 8th, Greggs in 9th, Ebulk 10th, Rainbow Sox 11th, The Boss in 12th, and Prua was the sole DNF for tonight. Wowee, what a race. That was just spectacular. I mean, if that's how things are going to be happening in Season 10, then, I mean, it's just the 5 or 6 cars for half the race right next to each other. That's just, spectacular stuff. You absolutely love to see it.
Really good driving exhibited there by all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure to throw in your driver of the day down below. We've got some brilliant choices for driver of the day. Who are you going to give your driver of the day to? There, Bob Craig?
I can't get past Slappers, mate. He had a cracker of a race, especially the first 60% of the race. He was just there.
Yeah, absolutely. He drove very, very well in that race. And he qualified well. I mean, he was going toe-to-toe with some of Sector 1's Div 1 specialists. So,
yeah.
Just great stuff.
A special mention to RGSF for actually having a crack at goat.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's move of the year already. That's definitely setting a tone. I mean, I've got a run on you. I'm going to throw it down the inside. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. And it was very legit.
Yeah, absolutely. So Slappers drive the right day from the Prospector. Revs gives drive the day to Slappers. Bumcracks drive the day is Slappers as well. Yeah, I agree. Slappers for my drive of the day for the reasons already mentioned. So if you haven't already, make sure to slap the subscribe and like button to keep up to date with everything. And the likes really help us here at Sector 1, so it's really nice. Drive of the day slappers from Dobrev. I mean, yeah, pretty conclusive.
I think so.
But yeah, so we'll be back next Sunday for round 2 of the preseason. So be here for that. Don't know what it is yet. We haven't decided on the track, but we will have a track soon enough.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Bumcrack?
I was actually going to have a crack at Rainbow Socks. They're sort of asking if you can vote himself driver of the day.
I mean, you can.
But you don't want to set that precedent, mate. No,
exactly.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't want to open that can of worms. Anyways, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Do we want to anything else to say before we sign things off for this evening, Bumcrack?
Just probably a reminder for all to maybe go the next couple of days of the qualifying times. Make sure they get their best times in there.
Yep, exactly. If you're a new driver to Sector 1 and you've filled out the registration form, and you want to have a crack 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, that's your time. That's your window to jump in and set a time. Of course, not tonight because we had the race here at Maggy West. The time trial track is at Maggy West, so it's like all the drivers were already prepared and have got a bit more practice for the time trial. So just make sure to jump in. It'll either be me or one of our other great race directors who will have the lobby set up. It's just an auto run lobby, and you have to set a time in the qualifying session. And then at the conclusion of that session, take a screenshot of the time and submit it to the time trial submissions channel. It's open to both our new registrations and our existing drivers. And it just helps us place people into the correct categories for this season. So yeah, thanks guys. That is all for this evening. We're going to wrap things up here in the comms box. But thanks for coming out tonight, guys. We got brilliant viewer numbers. We almost got 30 people to come and have a look. Just great to see.
Not bad for pre-season.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for coming out, everybody. Drivers, teams, and all the people who support us in the chat. Great to have you all here tonight. And that's Lenosis and Bumcrack signing things off for the first race of 2025 in Sector 1. We'll catch you guys next Sunday. Bye, guys.
Good night.